Assalamu alaikum and good evening. You are watching Humsab TV and I am Muneeb Hamid with the news.
Pakistan's battle with militants' largest war on terror in the world, says Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi. Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi said on Monday that any sanctions against Pakistan would be counterproductive to the country's own battle against militants, which he called the largest war on terror in the world. Abbasi also stressed his government will push ahead with plans to seize control of charities run by a militant designated a terrorist by Washington and warned the United States not to weaken Pakistan. Abbasi brushed off US President Donald Trump's recent tweet accusing Pakistan of lies and deception in its commitment to fighting terrorism, as he raised the prospect of charging the United States to use Pakistan's airspace to resupply NATO troops in Afghanistan. No record of Hill metal establishment related to Nawaz was presented to NAB witness. Former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, his daughter Maryam Nawaz and son-in-law retired Captain Mohammad Safdar appeared at an accountability court in Islamabad on Tuesday for a hearing into the corruption references filed against them. Accountability Judge Muhammad Bashir presided over the hearing of the references which are filed by the National Accountability Bureau in the wake of the Panama Papers judgment whereby the Supreme Court had sent Nawaz packing. During the hearing, the regional manager operations of a private bank, Ghulam Mustafa, appeared in court as a witness and recorded his statement. Mustafa told the court that on 22nd August 2017, he had appeared at NAB's Rawalpindi offices with Yasir Shabir, an officer from a private bank. Mustafa added that on the occasion, Shabir had presented details of Nawaz's bank accounts to the investigating officer along with details of the former premier's transactions. According to witness, the investigating officer, after receiving the verified documents, had prepared a seizure memo. I did not mention Hill metal establishment in my statement recorded before the investigating officer, Mustafa told the court. No record of Hill metal establishment related to Nawaz Sharif was presented. The hearing was adjourned until January 30th, and two further witnesses were called in to record their statements. Nakibullah encounter, FIA foils Rao Anwar's attempt to flee country. Federal Investigation Agency officials stopped former Senior Superintendent Police Malir Kent Rao Anwar at Benazir International Airport, Rawalpindi, from an international flight early Tuesday morning. Authorities at BIA barred him from traveling to Dubai on flight EK615, stating he cannot travel under current circumstances. Anwar is currently facing a departmental inquiry over the alleged extrajudicial killing of a 27-year-old Nasimullah alias Nakibullah Masood had gone into hiding along with his entire team. According to airport sources, Anwar was stopped at the immigration counter at around 2 a.m. When asked to submit a written notification, immigration officials said they are not permitted to do so under Order 506. Opposition leader Khurshid Shah urges Chief Justice of Pakistan to bring reforms in judiciary first. Opposition leader in the National Assembly Syed Khurshid Shah has urged Chief Justice of Pakistan Saqib Nisar to set things right in the judiciary besides seeking reforms in other institutions. Hundreds of thousands of cases are pending in courts. This also comes in at the ambit of governance, said Mr. Shah, while indirectly hitting out at the judiciary during a chat with reporters on Monday at the Parliament House. The PPP's stalwart said that the main job of courts was to provide justice to the masses and not to rule. He, however, admitted that there was a shortage of judges in the country. He proposed that the number of judges in the Supreme Court should be increased to 35. He also suggested that the number of judges in Lahore High Court and the Sindh High Court should be increased to 80 and 45 respectively. Mr. Shah denied reports in some circles that former President Asif Zardari was patronizing former SSP Malir Rao Anwar, currently facing probe on charges of holding fake police encounters. He termed the media reports in this regard baseless and said that Rao Anwar should face inquiry. United States shutdown ends as Congress passes bill. The U.S. government partial shutdown is ending after Republicans and Democrats voted for a temporary funding bill. The Democratic leadership agreed to back the bill after accepting promises from Republicans for a debate later on the future of young illegal immigrants. President Donald Trump, who signed the bill on Monday evening, took a swipe at Democrats. It is the fourth temporary measure since October because Capitol Hill cannot agree a long-term budget. The spending bill passed the Senate by 81 to 18 and the House Representatives by 266 with 150 earlier on Monday. United Nations chief expresses concern over situation at LOC working boundary. While expressing concern over the situation developing along the line of control between Pakistan and India, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres stressed the two nations to resume talks. Stephen Dujarric, spokesperson for the UN Secretary General at a regular news briefing in New York, said Antonio Guterres has expressed concern over firing incidents at the LOC and the working boundary is also following the situation. He said the UN encourages Pakistan and India to resolve the issue through the process of constructive dialogue. The UN chief stands ready to mediate peace talks between Pakistan and India, added the spokesperson. He said as a matter of principle, the Secretary General's good offices are always available, but the two sides, Pakistan and India, must agree to his mediation. Pence in Jerusalem pledges United States Embassy move by the end of 2019. Faces protest. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence pledged to move the American Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem by the end of 2019 on Monday in a speech to Israel's parliament that saw Arab lawmakers expelled after they shouted in protest. As Pence spoke, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas arrived to meet European Union foreign ministers in Brussels, urging them to swiftly recognize the state of Palestine. Pence's speech, filled with biblical references and praise of Israel, was greeted with loud applause by Israeli Jewish lawmakers, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Turkey steps up assault on Kurdish militia in Syria. Turkey on Monday intensified its offensive against Kurdish militia targets in Syria as President Recep Tayyip Erdogan vowed there would be no stepping back in a campaign that has stoked concern among Ankara's allies and neighbors. The Turkish military announced the death of its first soldier since the launch of Operation Olive Branch on Saturday, its second major intervention in Syria's devastating 7-year civil war. The operation, with Turkish warplanes and artillery backing a major ground incursion involving Ankara-backed Syrian rebels and Turkish tanks, aims to oust the People's Protection Unit's militia from its Afrin enclave. Civilians in the town of Afrin, 18 kilometers from the front line, stocked up on food and medicine as they waited for a potential onslaught. Shelters were prepared and the internet was only functioning sporadically. Turkey sees the YPG as a terror group and the Syrian offshoot of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, which waged a bloody 3-decade insurgency against the Turkish state. Avalanche kills one in Japan. Ski resort after volcanic eruption. A Japanese soldier has been killed in an avalanche in central Japan that appears to have been triggered by a volcanic eruption. At least 14 people have also been injured, several of them critically. The eruption sent rocks raining down over a kilometer-wide area near Kusatsu in central Japan. Mount Kusatsu Shirane, 150 kilometers from Turkey, erupted on Tuesday, but it is not confirmed if that is what triggered the avalanche. The eruption is thought to have triggered an avalanche, trapping several skis on a slope. 6 members of the military who were conducting an exercise in the area had to be rescued. 4 people who were riding a gondola at the resort at the time were also among those injured. 1 person was initially reported missing in the avalanche, but officials later said that was not the case. Malala Apple join hands to work for girls' education. Malala Girls' Education Fund and computer giant Apple have teamed up to support girls' education. Founded by Malala Yousafzai and her father Ziauddin, the fund aims to empower young girls and help them access the quality education they deserve. With the support of Apple, the fund expects to double the number of grants awarded through its Gul Makai Fund and launch its funding programs in India and Latin America with the goal of extending secondary education to more than 100,000 girls. Apple will also help the Malala Fund with technology, curriculum, and education policy research. We believe that education is a great equalizing force, and we share Malala Fund's commitment to give every girl an opportunity to go to school. Apple Chief Executive Officer Tim Cook, who will join the Malala Fund Leadership Council, said. Global growth outlook to stay robust, International Monetary Fund. International Monetary Fund predicted on Monday that the global economy will continue to register a healthy growth in 2018 and 19, but progress in the region that includes Pakistan will remain subdued. The IMF World Economic Review released on Monday revised its forecast for the global growth to 3.9% in both 2018 and 19. This is 0.2 percentage points higher than last October's forecast and its current estimate of last year's global growth, but in the region that includes the Middle East, North Africa, Afghanistan and Pakistan, growth remains subdued at around 3.5%. The region will pick up from a 2.5% growth in 2017 to 3.6% in 2018, but will slow down by 0.1 percentage point in 2019 to 3.5%. The outlook depicts brighter prospects for emerging and developing economies in Asia, which will grow at around 6.5% over 2018-19, broadly the same pace as in 2017. The region continues to account for over half of the world growth. Growth is expected to moderate gradually in China, with a slight upward revision to the forecast of 2018 and 19 relative to the fall forecast, reflecting stronger external demands. And now the sports news. Aqib Javed questions Pakistan's rotation policy on New Zealand tour. Former Test fast bowler Aqib Javed has questioned the strategy adopted by captain Sarfaraz Ahmed and head coach Mickey Arthur during Pakistan's team's ongoing New Zealand tour, where the visitors have been simply outclassed. Pakistan suffered a humiliating 0-5 clean sweep by New Zealand in the 5-match ODI series before Sarfaraz-led team lost the opening game of the 3-match T20 series by 7 wickets in Wellington on Monday. And now the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country. Fog is likely to prevail at a few places, areas of Punjab and Upper Sindh during morning hours.
That's all for now. For more news and updates, keep watching Hums Up TV. Take care. Please subscribe to Hums Up TV and hit the notification icon on the screen to get the latest updates of our channel. Thank you for watching Hums Up TV.